Hey guys, Sean Hammond with PremierGuitar.com here. We're at Winter NAMM 2015 talking to Al John from Gibson.
Always good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you, man.
Yes, sir.
Now, you guys have, well, a huge booth. We're often, luckily, in this little studio room that gives us some sound separation, but you guys have a million cool new guitars, and we're going to try and talk about a handful of them. First off is, of course, Les Paul.
The iconic Les Paul. You know, Les in 2015 is turning 100. We were celebrating his life, his legacy of 100 years of changing the world of music. So we have here the iconic Les Paul standard for 2015. We've got his signature. And a lot of people are like, what is this? It's not your typical Les Paul signature. Well, guess what? This is his actual signature we found, hand silk screened on the guitar. And on the very back, we have a hologram. I don't know if you can see it. It's Les's waving to you, being nice and just delivering warm fuzzies from his last performance at the Iridium. But there's more than that. Of course, we have our 0-fret brass nut where you can adjust up and down for action. We've got really nice low fret, so everything plays like a fretless wonder. And we've got these new colors. And get this, too. Look at that. Wow, the pick guard comes off. So, you know, you've got all kinds of great looks there. You can show off the wood. You can put the scratch plate on if you want. It just snaps into place.
So they snap into little notches in the pickup rings?
Yeah, absolutely. And get this, we have, you know, we've been innovators in terms of bringing you guitars that you can strum and play and tune very quickly. But we have here the brand new G-Force system, twice the number of presets, quicker, faster, so accurate. Now you can still tune it manually. You know, you can tune it manually if you want. It's no big deal. I'm doing this upside down so you can see. But why do that when you can quickly tune, very quickly access all kinds of really neat presets, and you can change your guitar strings nice and quick using the new G-Force system. So it's great. So the guitars are awesome. This one in particular is a Les Paul Premium. It's got a great figured top, so much figure in there. It's got some abalone inserts as well, titanium saddles, brand new robust style wiring. We have this
knobs are new too, right?
Or
Are those aluminum?
Actually, it's I believe they're chrome knobs, and they have those inserts from abalone in there. Real mother of pearl also. You can check out an abalone inlays, very nice, absolutely. And this one, you know, like I said, it's so gorgeous. It's actually signed on the very back by the luthier who chooses the top and book matches the top. So really great stuff from Gibson in terms of, you know, the player comfort, in terms of the action. Everything is great about it. It's just a really nice, speedy guitar, and I think people are just going to dig how great it performs as well as how it sounds. You know, the iconic sound of Les Paul remains very strong in 2015. So.
It's cool. So there's a lot of changes with a lot of thought put into them. I think even like the neck profile or the width has changed too, right?
Just slightly. It's like 0.5 millimeters on both sides. You know, we found that when people are, you know, doing pull-offs, you know, sometimes they tend to fall off the fret and things like that. So we just increase it just a micron, you know, just a little bit to just provide players with a nice playing surface, just a little bit more. And when you do bends, you know, you're able to just really grab on and really hear those notes and not fall off the fretboard. So, you know, and here at the show, they've been a really big hit. So it's been awesome.
Awesome. So, okay, next up we have... we're going to talk to a couple different people from Gibson because you guys have a ton of guitars and a lot of different experts. Are we going to talk to Jason now?
Jason right now.
All right. Well, thanks, Al John.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So now we have Jason here talking about a really cool new 55. I love this color. It reminds me of, I think in Music Messa year and a half ago, we talked to the guys over there from Gibson about the new Chris Cornell, well, it's not new now, but the Chris Cornell signature model that you guys had.
Yeah.
Is this the same color?
We had a hit with the OD Green and last year with the Chris Cornell model, and that was a real big hit. So we decided to take it and make it into a 355, and we took it one step further, and we aged the hardware. We put our VOS process on this so that it's got sort of a vintage look to it, and it's a classic guitar with an all new color. So the popularity of the Chris Cornell really drove us to think that this was going to be good, and now it's a huge hit at NAMM. Everybody's talking about it.
Yeah, it looks awesome. Now, is this a limited edition?
This is a limited run. We're only going to do about 200 of these. So we've got several limited runs, and then we got a whole new batch of limited runs coming out every quarter. Wild stuff, real exciting stuff coming out of Memphis.
What are the pickups in it?
These are our historic MHS pickups, which what we call a Memphis Historic Spec, which is an unpotted pickup that has a really wide tonal range. So it's got a really sweet sound, and we put that in our ES Les Pauls, and we also put it in our historic line. It's the most historically accurate pickup that we use.
Sort of based on like an ideal early path that you guys found? Or?
Yeah, it's that, but then it's also dialed in for a specific sound that we're looking for. There was a specific in listening to the original guitars, take an original, and then A/B it against one of these things and say, well, let's do a little bit of this, and so we continue to dial things in and try to get a vintage tone out of every one of our instruments.
Okay, why don't we hear that for a second? Nice. Okay, so how much is this going to go for, Jason? Obviously, since it's Memphis and it's a limited edition thing with a lot of extra attention to detail, it's going to be up there a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to be up there. Worth every penny. The actual street price on these things is going to be around $3.5. So it's going to be something sought after and something worth every penny of it.
Nice. Okay, behind us we have another cool thing, a bass, Les Paul bass.
Yeah, this year last year we came out with the ES Les Paul. It's a semi-hollow body construction, just like the 335. Center block. We kind of fishbone the center block down into a thin piece to give it a little more airspace. And the blocks in these ES Les Pauls are mahogany, and the block in this is a mahogany block. And what we did was we moved the anchor block back here, and we put flat wound strings on it. It's a short scale. It's 30.2 inches. We took a lot of effort into dialing in these pickups to get them just right so that they would sound like a bass like this, that looks like this ought to sound. So you can get anywhere from much like an upright sound to, we've had these plugged into distortion pedals and just really had them screaming. So a really versatile bass instrument. The thing is light. It's light hip shop tuners on the top there. These things are really comfortable bass, easy to play. And
what's the scale?
30.2 inches. It's got a real soft feel to it. So
nice. Now the body woods are mahogany.
Just like a 335, and much of what we do in Memphis, ESs all have a 3-ply mahogany, maple, poplar, maple that's pressed together into that shape, and the rim and the back are the same way. So it's not like a hogged out piece of mahogany. It's maple, poplar, maple all the way around. So it gives it a different tone, different brightness.
Now, is this also a limited edition thing?
No, this is a core product. We're running these all the time. These are a real hit here at the NAMM show too. The people are really taking to these.
What's the price on this? The street price, roughly.
It's $3, about right around $3. Listed a little bit above $3. We got this one in a gold top, and then we also have a ginger burst, which is like a VS but with a little bit more red to it. It's a beautiful guitar.
Nice. Okay, Jason, I think that's all that you've got to talk to us about, but we have a couple of acoustics we're going to talk about, I think, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now we have Don. Don, thanks for joining us. We have a new Les Paul acoustic?
New Les Paul acoustic for 2015. Been working on this for a long time. Starts off as just a wonderful hand-built, in Bozeman, Montana, Gibson acoustic guitar. Reaching out, we know our client base is conservative, sometimes old school when it comes to the acoustic guitars, but we do want to embrace the technologies that are available to us today. Want to be able to give them, the progressive player, the tools he might need to do what he needs to do to make it work. This guitar starts with the G-Force tuners, as you've seen on a lot of electric guitars from Gibson over the past year. But then, the electronics added to the guitar are fascinating. 12 different voices for that guy that might have the gig that he might need a mandolin part for just one song. He doesn't have to bring a mandolin. A 12-string, an electric guitar, a dobro, a nylon string guitar. It's just endless what it can do, along with built-in effects, reverb, delay, chorus. Just a wonderful combination. It's a 3-source system. There's a piezo pickup under the saddle, magnetic pickup here, and a mic on the inside, and you can blend and mix the 3 with the different sound, with different voicings, to really do some amazing things. It's just going to be a very versatile, very user-friendly guitar for that multifaceted musician. Make his life easier.
Okay, so that's the new technology. And tell us about the more traditional stuff you were talking about earlier. Is it spruce top?
Yeah, spruce top,
rosewood back and side.
sides, and of course, like all of our Gibson acoustic guitars, they're handmade. Every Gibson acoustic guitar, nitrocellulose lacquer, but still use hot hide glue dovetail neck joints on every Gibson acoustic guitar. Scalloped dome top. It's just a wonderful thing that we're able to utilize this technology with our historic building techniques to create a good crossbreed of mindset.
Okay, Don, before we go, let's have you play. First, I'll mic you up and just let's hear you play this acoustically so we get an idea of the unplugged voice, and then maybe plug into the little Epiphone here and hear some of the voicings.
Just a very nice, warm, rich acoustic sound for a small body guitar especially. Now when you dial in just the acoustic sound through the pickups and through the microphone, a lot of tonal parameters, a lot of effects that can be added at the player's discretion. Just a very nice acoustic open sound. You can roll it if you want to play. All of a sudden you need an electric guitar. You can roll in reverb, delay, chorus, and preset it to any of the settings also, so everything's dialed in for you before the gig, before the particular song. You need a bass guitar. It's just going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be all kinds of things for people to use and play with at the same time.
Cool. Now, how much is this going to go for?
It's still not dialed in 100%. We're still working on that, so I really can't go there at this point.
Ballpark?
I'd prefer not to. Sorry. Yeah, it's until we get final on that. So.
Okay. Now, I think we're going to talk to Aljon one more time about the new Les Paul monitors. So, Don, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, guys, last but not least, we got Aljon back. Aljon, you guys have these cool new monitors. Now, you guys own KRK, right? Now, are these KRK monitors with new cases, basically?
You know what? That's an interesting question. They are actually built from the ground up as Gibson brands monitors. Now, the great thing about Gibson brands is, we're reaching out to guitarists, we're reaching out to audiophiles, and all kinds of people. So this is, once again, in tribute to Mr. Les Paul and his history with recorded music. These monitors come in 4, 6, and 8 in cherry, heritage cherry, vintage sunburst, and they are just warm, resonant, and just so true. I think you're really going to enjoy the kind of music you're going to hear out of them. They'll be available really soon. You're getting a sneak peek of them right now. But later on in the spring, you'll be able to see them at retailers, and people get to enjoy these monitors that you can use for mixing, mastering, as well as just enjoying the music coming out of those speakers. And they're built in such a way where it's it doesn't fatigue your ears. They sound very warm and rich. And of course, they deliver that award-winning sound. But it is Gibson brands with all of our expertise wrapped into it. And look at that. That's
flamed top.
Yeah. We actually have that, figured maple that we're able to finish so that it is that reminiscent of that Les Paul, which is great. So you're going to see this on the market really soon.
Now, is it just the front plate that's wood and the rest of it is like a composite or whatever?
Yeah. So the front plate is actual maple, and the people that are involved with KRK and all of our Gibson Pro Audio divisions are able to really get these speakers voiced and properly voiced and sounding properly. Those amps are also custom made as well. They're bi-amped, and when you're doing a high fidelity thing, you can't just get an off the shelf amplifier. You have to make sure they're custom made, and they sound great, of course.
So these aren't active?
Oh yeah, they're active.
Okay, they're powered monitors.
Yeah, they are powered, and they're custom bi-amped. They're built from the ground up. They're just not off the shelf, power amps that we just stick in the back of this.
Okay.
This is not just a gimmick. These are really, they have so much thought and research and development going into these monitors to give a really rich sound experience. So you'll see these in stores real soon.
Nice. Do you guys know what they're going to cost?
Yeah, it's going to be about $9.99. Let's see, $7.99, and what was it, $5? So yeah.
All right. Cool. Al John, tell everyone where they should go online to check out all the stuff we've talked about and more.
Once again, check out Gibson.com, and it's got all the information you need on all these great guitars and audio products.
Sweet. Thanks, Al John.
Thank you.
I'm Sean Hammond for PremierGuitar.com. Thanks for watching.